It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you with us. I wanted to ask you, first of all, about the general position of Poland, because to me it seems that Poland is a major production hub in many sectors in Europe. What is your opinion? What is your take?
Definitely, let's say, if we look at Poland from also the business we are in, that is home appliances, Poland remain the second biggest exporter of home appliances worldwide after China. It looks impressive, but that's actually what it is about. That's why for us, Whirlpool remain fully focused on Poland as a huge manufacturing country, where we produce actually 25% of what is the total production of home appliances, that is around 26 million. So Poland, as I said, it remains really a key country in Europe and worldwide for export of home appliances. Yeah.
What about the market situation at the moment, taking into account the economic situation, inflation, which is raging, and hurting customers, and a slowdown which is we are experiencing now or very closely on the horizon ahead of us? How do you respond to that? What is the reaction of your clients? How do you react to this situation and those challenges?
We have been experiencing a slowdown in Poland starting last year, because up to that moment the market was really doing very well and the consumer demand was very much high. It started to turn down together with inflation, and as we enter 2023, actually the market remains heavily negative. We talk about minus 25% market demand. The challenge we are facing, us as an appliance manufacturer, but I think overall all companies, is the ability to predict consumer behaviors. Because in this moment, with the high inflation, high mortgages, consumer choices are really changing over the weeks and over the month, to the extent that I think companies in general need to become highly flexible. Because I always say that in this moment it's not anymore possible to do really forecast. We need to do more predictions.
Nice.
Because this is the reality in which we are living in since a couple of years, where more than planning on a stable environment, you need just to be highly flexible and to be able to react in the shortest time frame you can.
How Polish customer chooses his products? What he takes into account? Price, ecological sustainability of production, all those criteria that concern ecology. What's your take? How do you see, and what are your impressions on the transformation of the Polish client? Is there any?
But okay, price is always a key factor, but of course from our perspective there is much more behind it, and apart from the so-called basic features of products, like it is a refrigerator, washing machine or a dishwasher, there is, due to the electricity bills that have been raising 40% this year, there has been a much higher attention on key elements of interpretation of consumer of efficiency, like water consumption and the electricity consumption. Also, if there is still a difficulty, I would say, from the consumer perspective to associate what can be the long-term benefit of buying a higher efficient product compared to the short-term benefit of a better price. So in that perspective, I think we have a responsibility as a manufacturer, and I think also through institution, to make a higher education to let consumers understand, like in savings, what is the ongoing benefit you can have by purchasing more energy efficient appliances. It is a process. For sure, the awareness of the impact of energy consumption is raising. Also, if recently in one of the research we did, we still experience 50% of consumers that somehow declare that they really don't know a lot about sustainability, or they don't care a lot, and half that are while very much interested. So this, I think, is a macro trend that will accelerate very fast, and we need to be ready to serve it properly.
How much of a challenge is to be eco-friendly and sustainable in manufacturing sector nowadays? What's your take on that?
Is for sure a significant effort, both from a governance and also from an investment perspective, because all this concept of ESG, so being sustainable, it implies that you have a very strong governance, corporate-wise, starting from the board of directors to the executive committee, down to the individual teams, and it requires, I would say, a strong declaration of what you want to achieve over the long term. For Whirlpool, specifically, this has materialized in a statement where we declare we want to reach net zero emission by 2030. And it has also allowed us over the past years really to achieve some significant milestone. For example, all our manufacturing facilities in Europe and in all the region across the globe are now so-called zero waste to landfill. It means that we don't anymore waste anything, but we recycle within the factories or within other sectors. And this, just to give an idea of what does it mean, is we talk about 20,000 tons of waste. That is what normally a town of 80,000 people would produce in 1 year. Again, it's a step-by-step process. It's something that has to be deeply embedded in the culture of the company. And this is something that where you need to see the benefit on the long term, because at times the investments you need to put to achieve such a milestone might not sound as say a short-term return on investment. But this is about choices that company want to make in order to clearly state what we stand for, and also to take the responsibility for, what is the difference we can make for future generations.
That sounds impressive, and the scale is mind-blowing in a way. To wrap up, what are the main challenges ahead of economy from your point of view and ahead of your company in the current environment?
I believe the main challenge is really to cope with the volatility of the economy in this moment, and the volatility of consumer demand and consumer confidence. And this requires, I would say, an even higher effort into education to our consumer, to explain what is the advantage they can have in purchasing more energy efficient appliances in the long term. I know that sounds easy to say, but people are very sensitive in this moment in their short-term purchase power and purchase ability. Overall, I think that I truly believe that companies will succeed over time if they take the so-called ESG embedded in their DNA, because I think it's a macro trend, like it has been digitalization, like it is now artificial intelligence, and if you don't flex your muscle and learn how to deal with it, you will not be successful on the long run.
Thank you so much for this interview. Andrea Reggio, Whirlpool, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.